Hey everybody, it's Josie. Welcome back to Cedar Creek Homestead. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It is hot here in Oklahoma. We had a few days of cool weather, but summer poked us on the shoulder and said, I'm not going anywhere yet. And so we are in hot weather this week with no rain in sight. The garden hasn't had a whole lot of attention in the last three or so weeks, with the baby being in the hospital, baby Rowdy being in the hospital, and us being in Tulsa, and then Tex my father-in-law had to have surgery, and then he had to go back in for an emergency surgery. We've got him back on the farm, and he's resting, and Cheyenne texted me earlier today and said that baby Rowdy is getting his circumcision done today, and if he passes whatever kind of testing that they do tonight, he gets to come home tomorrow, so we're excited about that. This coming Saturday would be his due date, had he went full term, so we're excited to get him on the farm. Little Howie's going to meet his baby brother for the first time. He has no earthly idea what to expect. And so interesting times for us. Now, update on baby Rowdy. They did do his scans, did an MRI on his brain just to make sure that everything was functioning correctly, everything good with that. They did some scans on his liver and his gallbladder. The medications that they've been giving him are working a little bit. His numbers are starting to go down. They're not where they want them to be, so he's going to be leaving the hospital with the medication. Did you not get your nap all taken out, Bubba? You still sleepy a little bit? He's having trouble with his allergies, and so he's kind of drowsy just a little bit, aren't you? So anyway, baby Rowdy is coming home with the medication for his liver, and that he has to see a gastroenterologist, and they've already called the doctor's office and set up an appointment for him to be seen next week. But they feel like, and of course she'll know more when she sees the doctor, but they feel like whatever this problem is that Rowdy has will fix itself. So they're not looking at something that is going to be a long-term problem. We're thankful for that. We're happy to and excited to get him home. This Meemaw has got to get this house clean. It has gathered a lot over the summer with us being gone for about 3 weeks and stuff coming back home and produce and gardening and all of the stuff. The house needs a little bit of attention. So I've got some work to do there too. We're allergy buddies this week, aren't we, Bubba? Me and you both are having trouble. He has discovered his shadow, and it's so funny when they are growing up and learning stuff. And I noticed him, I had him up on the bed, and I noticed him looking at the wall, and I got to paying attention to what he was doing, and he was actually seeing his head, his shadow moving around. And I don't know why he did it, but he just kind of headbutted the wall like he was trying to hug and get a hold of this other person that he thought he saw. And then, of course, Meemaw was up behind him doing the little bunny ears and the little doggy and all that kind of stuff. And he didn't realize, because he doesn't have an understanding of what's reality and what is not reality. He doesn't understand dimensions and all of that kind of stuff. So, he still is kind of puzzled when he sees those shadows. But there'll come a time when he's got it and, he knows that's a shadow and it's not something real that he's seeing. But then after that happened with him, I saw this picture. It's not the first time I've seen it on Facebook. I've seen it before. And it really looks like a picture of these pot-bellied horses. And some of you probably have seen it on Facebook yourselves. Pot-bellied horses. When the perspective is changed just a little bit, the camera lens is altered just a little bit, you realize that what you're actually looking at is a herd of zebras, and it's not pot-bellied horses, you're actually seeing little squatty shadows of the zebras. And I thought about that for a while, and I thought that is so strange, because when you first glance at it, you are just 100% sure that you're seeing a group of horses on there. And then when you take a little bit longer, you realize that those horses kind of look funny, with the way their bodies are shaped and all. And the more you put things together, more you're not quite sure you're seeing what you think you're seeing. And then the perspective of the camera lens changes, and you realize that, hey, I wasn't seeing that. This is what I'm really seeing. I thought about that, and I thought to myself, that is a good way to explain everything that's going on in the world today. There are so many stories that hit news cycles, the news cycles through and through and through and through. And things will hit. And I thought about all of the big stories that we've had over the last couple of years. Big stories, whether it's health with the big sickness that we all had, and so many people died from and impacted our families and changed our families in a way that they'll never be the same. The withdrawal from Afghanistan and all the horrible images that we've seen coming out of there, and the tragic deaths of some of our service members, and then trying to get in there and to help those ones that had helped us so many times. The war in the Ukraine and Russia, all of the things that were going on, and those poor people just working to get out of that country. And those stories quickly disappear because something else comes on the horizon and gets our attention. Some shadow gets cast, and people take their eyes off of what's right before them, what's important, what's something that needs our focus and our attention, and draws us over there. Sometimes we need to... You okay? I make a lot of jokes about being easily distracted. In normal everyday life, in a lot of ways, I can be easily distracted. It's just as simply the way I'm put together. If I'm having a conversation with people, Howie was this way, Blade is this way. They want to stay right on the subject at hand. And I can go from subject to subject to subject within one conversation. Me and Cheyenne and Howie's sisters, and I don't really know that it's a male-female thing. It could be. But we bounce around. We often laugh about it. We'll eventually get back to what we was originally talking about. But we get all of these other things in there too. And we'll say, oh yeah, so-and-so did this, and I saw this on sale over there. And then you come right back to whatever it was, whether you was talking about gardening or politics or someone's health or something that was going on. We eventually work our way back around to that. And we laugh about it. Uh-oh, we can't have that. No, that's brother's blanket. Can't have that. We work ourselves back around to what we were originally talking about. But if we always do that, we always get off track. If we're always fooled by those that are in positions that try to throw something out there to get our mind on something else, we can really lose sight of what the main thing, what the most important... Hey, Bubby, I'm going to let you play. There are all kinds of things that are going on in the country and in the world today that we really need to keep our focus on. And this isn't the first time, that I have brought this subject up, that we really need to stay focused on the things that are right in front of us that are important. Not be persuaded by these things over here to the side that's saying, hey, pay attention to me. We've talked about burying our head in the sand and not really giving the importance to a subject that we really need to focus on. And all of those things are still true. We need to make sure that we keep our eyes on the central issues. The things to the sides, the shadows, and all of the side stories that are meant to get us off chasing rabbits or chasing squirrels and off of what's really important, those things are harmful to us and to our families. We need to concentrate on the things that are going to help us be successful moving forward. We all know that they talk about rail strikes, and they talk about supply chain issues, and these things are true. And the rail strike thing, hopefully that's all been averted. Last I heard, it has kind of perhaps been resolved. And there are so many things coming out, and there are so many talking heads that's giving us all kinds of advice. And the best kind of advice that we can have is to prepare for your family. Now, when you say prepare and when you say prepper, a lot of people hear crazy. Howie, no. A lot of people hear, oh, that's those crazy people. But being prepared doesn't mean that you're crazy. It just means that you're looking out for the best interest of your family in any kind of situation that can possibly come down the pike. I mean, we have insurance, car insurance and home insurance and health insurance and all of those kind of things for just in case. And so we want to make sure that we're preparing our families the best way we can for whatever the thing may be that comes down the pike. Real life happens every day, and we run into things that we didn't expect. Sometimes I bring some of these stories to you guys about things that are going on in my family, and I can just hear people in my head saying, there's no way. There's no way all of this stuff happens in her family. She has to be making some of this stuff up for just to have something to talk about. And I assure you it's not. Howie, quit, baby. You're hitting the camera. Quit. You're hitting the camera. I wish that I woke up every morning and kind of like Cinderella and Snow White, the birds were singing and everything was just happy. And I wake up happy. Now, I don't wake up other members of the household. They don't necessarily, it takes them a little longer for the pump to be primed, so to speak. They're not ready to hit the ground running in the mornings. They have to wake up a little bit. But I'm so thankful to be alive and to face another day, even though your struggles are real. But we have an opportunity to live our best every day, to be kind to those around us, and to, take opportunity to teach others about the Lord, and to do all that we can to prepare our families for the future. Now, I can't tell you that I know everything that's going to happen, because you listen to all of the talking heads again, and everybody has their opinions. Everybody has their what they think is going to happen 2 weeks from now, and the housing markets and the beef markets and all of the different things that you happen to listen and care about. And the truth is, they're not all 100% right all the time. Some of them will get some of the things right, but you have to do what's best for your family, and you have to take care and look well to the ways of your household. The next big thing that's coming up, or at least I think it's the next big thing that's coming up for us, is a change in the seasons. And of course, I told you that fall is here just in the next little bit, but summer is still holding on. It's still hot here, still dry here. The garden is just kind of, I've gotten produce out of it this summer, but didn't get what I wanted to get. But we've made some other accommodations and some other plans, and it's going to be just fun. Shadows are deceptive. They're not steeped in reality. In the shadows, things can lurk that we can't always see. And we need to step into the light and step into the areas where we live in reality and that we know these are the things. Too many stories are out there. Too many people are out there with opinions and ideas. And sorry about that. I got a little walker, and he is loving his freedom, and he wants his hands on everything. You know, thinking back to the picture that I saw of the zebras and those distorted pot-bellied horses. You know, that in itself was a funny thing when you really took the time. Just the first glance at it, oh, it was correct, it's a big herd of horses. But the more you begin to dissect it, you begin to realize that all of that's not quite right, and we could see that there was a distortion there, and was far from reality. And that's what we need to do in our own lives, is make sure that we are stepping in the light, that we're looking for the reality of things and not trying to stay in the shadows, not listening to those voices that are out there hiding around the corner, whispering, trying to whisper in your ear about things that's going to get you off chasing rabbits, get you off chasing in paths and conspiracies and all kinds of things. That's not the important thing for your family. Stay focused. Stay in the light. Trust in Jesus. The most important thing you can do is pray that He reveals to you what's truth and what's not. Little mister. Guys, this is Josie. I'm so glad that I'm back. I'm so glad to be back. So there's a little song that we sing in our church, Stepping in the Light. How beautiful to walk in the steps of the Savior, stepping in the light. I hope that you guys find that in your lives. Keep stepping in the light. Move away from the shadows. Move away from those things that are trying to deceive us. Until next time, guys, this is Josie. I love y'all. I really do. Keep looking well to the ways of your household. Come back and visit. Spend some time with us again. Tomorrow I'm going to be putting together a recipe for a type of sourdough. It's not really sourdough. It's made with instant potatoes. But I'm going to put that together tomorrow, and who knows what else we'll find to do. Come back and spend a little bit of a time with us. If you enjoy spending time with us, we'll subscribe and become a part of our YouTube family. And I usually try to have these talks on Tuesdays, and then throughout the week, who knows what kind of videos we put up, recipe videos and videos about the outdoors, and hopefully all of this craziness will be behind us, and everybody will get their health back. I forgot to tell you about Papa Tex. He had to have a valve replacement and was doing good with that. Came home and then had a doctor's appointment and kept his heart rate just kept dropping, and he kept bottoming out, and it ended up that he had to have an emergency surgery and have a pacemaker put in. He's back home and resting. It's going to take a little bit of time for him to get back in the swing of things, but hey, we're getting there, one step at a time. And it is our reality here on Cedar Creek. We're having to take things a little bit slower for a little bit. Everybody to catch their breath. New baby coming home. Papa Tex home resting and getting ready to go into the fall and winter. So till next time, guys, this is Josie. I love you. I really do. We're gone.